Then you got on a bus and you had your bikini with you and your flip-flops and your sense of determination, regardless of whether this date or this, meetup was going to work out. You said you were going no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. And I told myself on the way there, I'm just going to watch. I'm just going to swim in the pool. If all else fails, I get to swim in a pool. I don't get to do that often. So yeah, I could be there for half an hour and leave if I want, and just zero pressure. And even when I was there was zero pressure, like, to do anything. So
yeah.
And one thing, like I said, I'm very insecure about how I'm like standing. I want to make sure I'm looking good. And I didn't feel any of that. I kind of felt going in like, make sure my shoulders are back and my boobs are out. And like, I didn't feel any of that once I got there. And that was just such a release, like incredible, amazing. There was no, like, I didn't care if anyone was watching. I wanted people to watch.
Wow,
I was so
that's exciting. Did you know that about yourself before?
I've always been curious of it, and I thought maybe it would make me feel weird, but no, not it was so amazing. I loved it.
When you left and you realized that you had done it, that you had done this giant shift, tell everybody who's listening, what was that like in your head?
Just so incredibly freeing. I feel like my thoughts weren't as busy. I don't know. I just felt, obviously I was on some sort of like high off life. Like I was just losing, but I felt so confident in myself and so excited for like what's to come. Like, this is, like you said, this is just the beginning. I got over this hump, but I'm just so excited for the future in this lifestyle. One thing I know I've heard you say is, in this lifestyle you learn to ask for what you want, not take what you can get.
Yes. That's going on a shirt, Vic. That's going on a shirt.
I was taking what I could get and just begging for crumbs for so long, so I have always wanted to just be just so confident, know my worth, and be able to go into a situation and be like, this is what I want. If this isn't going to work out, then that's not going to work out. That's too bad. Just be able to know that worth and be able to protect myself that way. I wanted to see that sex can just be for pleasure, and it can be safe and respectful. I haven't had the most safe, respectful experiences throughout my life, unfortunately. So I definitely felt that there. So
it's just so beautiful to see how fast life can give us what we ask for, what we want, when we learn we're worth getting it, and therefore we're going to ask accordingly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've already kind of carried the club confidence with me. Like you said, it's like a rebirth. And I remember one of the first times we messaged, you said 32 is the perfect age to start living your life. And I said to my friend today, I feel alive. I feel excited. I feel new. I'm feeling all the good things, and I'm so happy, so thankful. I just feel,
And so I don't want to ever make a selfish turn here, but I do give advice on my fan page, and you don't need to be male identified to subscribe. You can get help. I mean, anybody is nervous, males, trans, whoever. I'm there to help. I'm there to be a friend who can check in before and after, answer questions, things like that, because it is a scary thing to go through alone. And I'm happy to just be there in that way if I can for people. So feel free. The link is always in the description on TorontoUnicorn.com.
It's always been a thing that I was like, maybe one day I'll meet someone and we could do that together. But no, I don't need to wait for someone. I'm doing it. And
it's one of those things where we can change in this lifestyle. And because we're in this non-judgmental space, we're encouraged to evolve. I love the comfort it's bringing to everybody, and making shame just completely void out of the whole sex discussion in these lifestyle environments. And I love it because it's endless for people to learn who they are too.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see who I become without shame. I've been ruled by shame my whole life. So
is because you have shown people through this interview how a real person with real anxieties, a lot of autistic people are in the lifestyle. I make friends with autistic people because we're so honest and it's like so helpful. And so you might be able to relate to somebody who just needed that extra voice to help them feel like they could walk in. And in a way, you're helping someone else maybe find that shame-free existence as well. So thank you for doing the interview. It's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you so much for your help. Again, your content has just given me so much, and thank you so much for having me. It was a joy to talk to you.
This has just been a small sample of my 45-minute interview with Vic that is available everywhere you can get your podcast for free. It is a relatable story, and as a single female, she was, a little bit more advantaged to come to a sex club environment, but she was terrified still, nervous. She has anxiety. She's always in her head. How could she possibly assimilate to a new environment? But she did, and she was thriving. And she said what a relief it was to be comfortable in her own body. For her, it was the first time in a very long time, if ever. Sex club or sex positive spaces are not just about sex. It's about acceptance, non-judgmental people, and a sex positive community where you don't have to put any of that bullshit mask on anymore. You can be yourself even if who you are changes. I hope you enjoy the full interview with Vic. And thank you, Vic, for sharing your story.